Hello everybody, and welcome back to Light My Way. We are hanging out with the zebra, gonna go do training, going into a spooky little, underground cave thingy. God, I don't know. I imagine their reasoning must be in case of a power outage. There still needs to be a way to get through here. I asked about the amount of you asked about the amount of equalizers. Everyone I mentioned is the total amount of equalizers present at this university. Normally, Kat and her assistant are enough, even for Tarian. There are thousands of students, though. How do they manage? It's not like they need to equalize each and every folk. There are some cases here and there, but overall, equalizing isn't really needed. Maybe you can figure out why on your own. Oh, is he testing me? Oh well, I guess. The one thing I can come up with is that the type of folk who attend Tarian are genuinely disciplined folk. So it wouldn't be that big of an issue, perhaps, to handle these students. And you'd be correct. There are certainly cases now and then that come up, but most of those cases resolve by themselves. Meaning that the folk just cool off regardless of whichever way the pendulum was swinging, when they went a bit off the chosen path. It's a rare sight to have to equalize folk here. Same goes for the other schools, the other universities. Finally, some actual useful information. The last weeks have been nothing short of nerve-wracking. But that changes today. I'm getting as much as I can out of them. Do you have any questions? About that. What is this going into the field about? Assigning death warrants? Isn't that a little dramatic? How do aspects even work? You do realize nobody explained anything to me properly up until now. I barely got something out of Chiron when Catherine was gone. Well, the Wolf Secretary is quite useless. But what did he tell you? We'll start with that. This is the second time he's insulting Chiron, and I'm not okay with it. However, I won't debate that on my first day that's already off to a rocky start. He explained some of the basics, that I needed to absorb aspects to survive. That's correct. You do need to absorb another aspect to survive, but it's not like you need to do it constantly. It also depends on those aspects you absorb. Based on its intensity, your energy can last a long time or a short time. Additionally, normal folk who have no idea what equalizing is don't have to do it. This is fascinating. Astrophysics has always been interesting, but this would be even more exciting to study. We've been walking for a while now. Excuse me. It's been one long hallway since the start. We've not made a right or left up to now, apart from when we went down the stairs. Not if you understand. I nod. I'm joking. Say something. You're not here to listen to me talk like a TV set. Discuss. Oh, all right. Is this how we train? This? In a way, it's training, but that's not how our meetings will go after this one. I'm telling you what you need to know for the basics part. We'll get into paw-to-paw combat in the next few days. That doesn't sound like something I'd enjoy. Why do I need to learn combat moves? You will be going into the field sooner or later, and without combat abilities, you'll have a lot of problems. To say the least. I'll try to distill as much as I can to the bare minimum that you need for the start. You should even research with your squad and train together. There's a lot of books on this in the archives. I'll let you know which are worth reading and why. We'll guide you through all of this either way. We should take a look at what we can find there. James, I need to be honest about something. Go ahead. I've been hearing this voice in my head for a long while now. It started talking to me when I got here at Tarion. As you already know, now it told me that I should look into the archives. It told me a lot more things, not good things. I've been ignoring it for the better part of a week or more, but the fact that it can hear my every thought scares me more than more.
That's something you don't hear every day. You're the first we know of with multiple aspects. There could be more like... They could be more like you, or maybe you're the only one. As for the voice, my aspects talks to me as well. You should try to focus on talking to the other one. Another one. This one that keeps on coming out and trying to talk to you might be one that has the strongest connection to one of your feelings. It could be selfishness.
Okay.
I know this might be harsh, but you did try to run away in that night, not telling anyone about it. Did you plan on going back home that night?
Yes. That's what I was thinking.
That's another selfish act. Had you done that, I am certain Cat would have immediately gotten your parents into trouble as well. You didn't take into consideration how others might be affected by your actions.
Hurts to hear this, but he's surgically exact. Sorry. And you think it's an aspect for sure? I mean, it does make sense, and I considered it, but then that would make it a part of me.
Seeing how many you have, the chances are actually quite slim. It isn't an aspect.
I'm sorry. About everything.
Apologizing doesn't do anything either. Not in the world you and I are in now. Say sorry all you want. It won't make the aspect go away, or fix any past wrongdoings from your side. And it also feels fake.
I don't know what else to say.
Try. How can I get in touch with my aspect?
I cover my face to wipe the tears away. It's so embarrassing that this keeps happening. Every damn time I get a little worked up. How do I do that then?
We talked about your situation long hours through the night, and we think we might have a solution. Each of us have one aspect. You should have your original one, the one that defines you. The others, we have no idea how you got them, but we're sure there's a default one, so to say.
So how do I find out which one it is?
We've arrived. Put a pin in that question, we'll get to it.
We'll put that aside for another day. There's a spiral staircase leading up. It looks and feels old, and the smell.
If we go up, we would reach the safe wing and Cat's office.
It makes total sense. Mrs. Refulgence has a direct line to the safe wing, and to an emergency tunnel from her office. She can navigate any kind of emergency this way.
We'll take a quick look at where both are, and then come back the same way out.
Alright. It's dusty everywhere, but it also feels like there is some order. I can't put my claw on it, but it does feel orderly, even for an empty hallway and staircase. I know there shouldn't be any random things living around here, especially in case of an emergency, but I still get the feeling that Miss Refulgence passes through here often enough to make the entire space feel less empty.
Let's finish this small tour, so we can continue our talk.
We reach the top of the stairs. There are two signs, one pointing to the escape tunnel and the other to a secondary staircase toward the safe wing.
Right behind this wall is Cat's office. I'll show you how to open the door here, and the others as we leave.
James puts his hand on a rectangle or on rectangular? Rectangle. Yes, on the left side of the on the door. He pulls out a pin from the pocket and places it in a slit next to the paw, then pushes in.
I could ask you to use your claw for this, which is actually how it's meant to be opened, but I have to show you how it's done first.
He wiggles his finger on the door. There's a short click. What are they doing down here? There's a short click once he presses harder on the metal door. Oh, we're back. And we're in. The tunnel is actually behind the great-looking painting on the elderly jaguar. Of the elderly jaguar.
Do you see how everything was done? Let's go back in and you can open it now.
We go through the motions, and I manage to open it through what seems like a swift shove from James. Turns out to be a hearty heave from me. However, I do manage to open the door and then close it once James is satisfied with the results.
Back to your aspect. That's where we got stuck, I'm afraid. Finding out which one is the one. Aspects are tied to emotions. That much you know. We equalize the levels and folks based on what they feel. Catherine, as you noticed, equalizes fear. They are nuances of fear that she can equalize. But let's keep it simple for now. I equalize the opposite of fear, which is,
Courage?
Correct. That's also broken down into other feelings like bravery, confidence, heroism, encouragement. I can equalize all of those and more. You don't need to know what someone feels. It's rare you get a feeling that's isolated. It's typical to see a mix of them. However, we first need to find out what you equalize. Aster checked as much as he could.
I'm sure he means probe inside my head. Okay.
But he couldn't figure out what your main equalizing feature is.
This still doesn't explain the combat thing. Why is it that I am training to become a fighter?
Fighter? Your physique needs a lot of work and time for that. Years, really. Until you could be close to being a fighter. We will mainly focus on self-defense with minimal offensive maneuvers. As to why the fighting, here's a good example. Cat can equalize fear, but she also instills it. Let's say I was the target. I can naturally fight off fear. So what's left? Physical combat.
But why do I have to go into the field? I don't see how this will help anyone. I'm a scrawny fox. And who would I even fight?
The Sacred Guard, of course.
You mean those carnivorous extremists? Nope, I'm out. I did not sign up for anything like this.
I'm afraid you have no choice.
Can't I stay at the university or go back home to Aurora? That's what that says. And help folk there?
You're not a kid anymore. Your actions are now part of something bigger. I don't know why you have so many aspects, but you understand carnivore language. You gave your friend 2 of your aspects. Either this is the biggest coincidence of all time, or you're meant to be here. If you were another equalizer like the rest of us, I'm sure things would be different. But you're not. Just looking at that multitude of aspects around you, you have something that could maybe help us somehow.
I remember my parents telling me that I might meet folk like me here. Did they know about this? No, ridiculous. How could they? My silly dad. No way. We've been walking much faster now, and if I'm right, we're close to the exit already.
What are you thinking about?
My parents told me to apply here, although I wanted to stay in on Aurora, or at least not go too far away. They said I might find folk like me here. I didn't expect any of this. The fighting part scares me. I've never scratched or bitten anyone in my life. Even when I was bullied for my sunglasses, I didn't fight back.
Maybe you should have. There won't always be someone to save you from your situation. Your team can only do so much in the field as well. Communication is key, but if you get split up, or if one of you falls, you need to figure things out on your own.
We've reached the same staircase leading to the gardens.
Let's get this over with as well. You try first. Same principle as in Cat's office.
Okay, I'll give it a go. Okay. I do as I am instructed, and the door opens, much easier this time. We step outside, and James closes the door behind us. It doesn't take us long to get back to the garden and take a seat on the bench. I've been quiet this whole time, thinking about what he said. Honestly, this is too much. I want to speak to Catherine about everything again. There was never a discussion about going out fighting folk, especially dangerous ones like the TSG. Why aren't you going? That struck James like a stake in the heart. I shouldn't have asked. I already know why.
We did go. Unfortunately, unfortunate events made us turn back. My cover was blown, and they found my partner back home. They had their own agents infiltrated in our ranks. We got the news when we were far up above the Ka Desert. I broke down and demanded we return. Aster and Cad wanted to push forward for the mission. For our team. For Michael. I couldn't anymore. They pleaded and begged, but I was in no shape to take another step. Rage, anger, sadness, despair. There were so many feelings at the same time. It's hard to equalize what I was feeling. I was a liability. One moment I wanted to murder every TSG member. The next I was a crying mess, hugging a photo of...
How is this name pronounced? I said Michael before, but I actually don't know. Why is the A and E like this? How was this one look, names are hard, guys.
I had in my pocket. Aster and Cat decided they couldn't do the mission by themselves. Even if my cover was blown, there was still hope that they could infiltrate themselves. But my mind was shattered, and they weren't equipped to pick up the pieces. So we went back.
His tears keep coming, and so do mine. I can hear his words getting halfway stuck in my throat. In particular, the name, Michael. There's so much sadness and regret around us. I never saw his aspect before, but now, when his shields are down, I can see the zebra around him. It looks as broken as he does, a light green, faded like it lost its original color. So much pain in all of his in all he said. Not okay. I grab him by the shoulders and look him straight in the eyes. Nothing's happening. I hoped maybe I'd do something, take some of his pain away. Now we're staring at each other, both our eyes red from tears.
That's thoughtful of you, but I fear that something in me is broken that neither you nor anyone else can fix.
He clears his throat, wiping his tears away.
We went off track. Let's get back to our introductory lesson.
I nod in agreement, while wiping my tears away. I pause for a second, thinking about what I heard. I didn't mean to upset you like that.
Don't worry yourself about it. I live with what happened every day, so I should show more tact about this particular subject. Either way, the reason why we couldn't go in the field and fight anymore is because we've known members of the Alliance. Anyone can read up on what we did and when we did it. Catherine appears on TV often, and so does Aster. The chances of us doing anything like we used to is non-existent, even if the general public wasn't aware of it. Everyone thinks we were a task force. That's the extent of it. But this is where the new recruits, such as yourself, come in. We need fresh blood out there to fight the good fight.
There's something that's been bugging me about how you went on missions and stuff. And you also said Miss Revulgence and Mr. Havron appeared on TV. Why don't you just ask on TV for other equalizers? Why not go online and make a page there asking for equalizers? I know the words would get jumbled up, but maybe others would pick up on that and would reply.
Do you honestly think we haven't tried this? Not everyone's words get mixed up in the same way as yours. Kat tried once, and all she did was give a lecture on TV about astronomy instead of saying anything about equalizers. You can still find it. Terran Masterclass, esteemed professor's excellent anatomy lecture. We tried creating an online page. We knew the exact words we wrote. When we pressed launch, it turned out to be a recruitment ad for students. The only thing that was good for was to advertise each of our universities. We've tried everything. And none of it worked. I thought you knew by now that we have no other way around this. The only time we get to know other equalizers is if we meet them face to face.
Honestly, I knew there had to be a catch about it, but I still wanted to ask because it's something that's been on my mind.
Your curiosity is welcomed, little one.
He's trying to relax the mood around us. It's working for the most part, but this is all freaking me out, no matter how I look at it. But after all is said and done, I'm not sure I'm the right fox for the job. You all keep saying that I'm selfish, that it might be the selfish aspect talking to me. How am I a good fit, then, with this entire mission thing? Fighting experience, the TSG members as well. In a desert?
It's beyond the desert. At least it should... excuse me. At least it used to be. They probably changed their base of operations multiple times by now. It's been years.
But you have an idea of their whereabouts.
We've been moderating some small groups, but they're not affiliated with TSG. There are plenty out there that are, though. One group was caught operating here in Caligianus. Come to think of it, it was a group of youngsters like you, waiting to prove yourselves.
What? Why? How could anyone want to do that, or of their own free will? This city is one of the most developed in our nation. That's good lab meat for everyone. The nutrients we get are superior to any meat. It's a known fact.
Some folk don't see it that way. You ask them if there is a any possible way of convincing them, and they refuse any logical statement. Some are lost, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. The allure of the primal instinct is a strong one. Don't forget that. You're an omnivore. Your kind eats anything, so you don't have as bad of an obligatory
Look, man, words are hard.
A carnivore's like your lion friend. He needs a heavy diet of meat, and although he can eat leafy foods because of the advances we've made in our laboratories, he is and always will be a true carnivore.
Why are you pointing that out so much?
True carnivores like your friend are more prone to join things like the TSG. I'm sure that won't be the case here, but it's something that needs mentioning.
James.
Yes.
Fabian told me that your partner, that Fox's, I know this seems stupid maybe, but I want to say sorry about that. I don't know why, but every time there's something about a fox in the news, for example, it's like our entire species is at fault.
Thank you for your kind words. But you're not them, and don't worry, it's the same for zebras. If there was a drunk zebra ranting on the streets about the political chaos, then all of a sudden all of us are drunks. You happen to be the same species as those friends. Fiends, not friends. But that doesn't make you as bad as them.
There is enough nervousness in his voice to make his entire answer feel uncomfortable. It sounds rehearsed, like he did this multiple times in front of a mirror, to be sure not to lose it when talking to a fox. So what else should I know? Actually, here, we'll end the part here, everyone. So I do hope you all have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.